Assam Finance Minister and Northeast Democratic Alliance NEDA convener Himanta Biswa Sarma arrived in Kohima on a one-day lightning visit to meet State Chief Minister Nephew Rio. According to informed sources, Sarma, who has of late become the BJP's man in the Northeast after BJP National General Secretary Ram Madhav was shifted, has been keeping in touch with both Chief Minister Nephew Rio and opposition NPF leader T.R. Ziliang over the Naga political issue. Sarma's visit to Kohima also assumes significance in the light of discussions held between Chief Minister Nephew Rio and leader of opposition T.R. Ziliang on the vexed Naga political issue with Union Home Minister Amit Shah in Delhi on October 20th. The sources also disclosed that Sarma was concerned that NPF has not endorsed the October 15 resolutions adopted at the meeting of various political parties, NGOs, tribe ho-hos and civil society groups. Sources privy to the meeting disclosed that as NEDA convener, Sarma was assigned by the Union Home Minister Amit Shah with the task of studying the political situation in Nagaland and also hold discussions with JLF, PDA and NPF, including civil society groups. Sarma is tasked with getting everyone on board before a final agreement was inked over the protracted Naga issue. The main point that the Union Home Minister had focused on was to have all political parties and legislators come together so as to endorse the October 15th resolutions. These are very complex issues and you cannot get a solution just by 1, 2 or 3 meetings. This is a complex issue and you need to resolve it bit by bit. The officials in the Ministry of Home Affairs and the NSC and IM are making progress. But what is happening or what has happened or what will happen will be difficult for us to comment at this stage, Sarma stated. It may be mentioned that the purpose of the November 5th joint press meeting was to primarily bring both PDA and NPF together on the same page after NPF formed its own political affairs mission over the Naga political issue and also to endorse the October 15 resolution, one solution for one people. But it remained deadlocked as NPF was yet to endorse the resolutions. Though both Rio and Ziliang addressed the joint press conference, nothing came out of it since there was no breakthrough. Instead, NPF leader T.R. Ziliang proposed formation of a new legislators forum with a new name and headed by the Chief Minister and not the Speaker. Ziliang also requested the convening of a special session of the Assembly to adopt resolutions on solution to Naga political issue. At the joint press meet, Chief Minister Nephew Rio implied that there was no need to form another legislators forum of all parties since JLF exists with MLAs from other parties except the NPF. He instead requested NPF to rejoin the JLF. He also rejected the proposal that he head the proposed forum since it was to be an all-party forum and that the Speaker of Nagaland Legislative Assembly was the right person to head this. Zeme Students Union Nagaland has strongly condemned the alleged inaction and delay in executing the long-cherished Tening-Leke Road, alleging that work on the project was diluted for profit of individuals with party affiliations. Union's President Akam Pame and Social and Cultural Secretary Keding Rangbe Pame said the 37.5-kilometer road from Tening in Peren District to Leke in Assam was sanctioned with 100% central assistance under Northeast Road Sector Development Scheme. Pointing out that the road serves as a lifeline to almost 10 villages in Peren District and an interstate link, Ziliang Students Union Nagaland said it has been in pathetic condition for more than 2 decades now. The union regretted that the public dream of having a good road with hopes and aspirations for living a better life was halted for years, adding no political party showed interest to address the grievances of the people and their sentiments. The road has been abandoned without any repairing work taken place, even as the voice of general public for a good road remained unheard despite repeated requests, the statement lamented. The union also said medical patients were facing a lot of hardships due to the poor road condition, with pregnant women being the hardest hit as they are often forced to deliver on the way to the hospital, adding that many lives have also been lost in this manner. In Meghalaya, the opposition Congress has questioned the need for continuing with the Autonomous District Councils or ADCs, while asserting that they have turned into a liability for the state government. The Autonomous District Councils have become a liability. The state government has to spend so much of money on salaries for the staff, said Congress MLA from Mauring Nang, David Nongrum. recalling that the ADCs were set up to protect and safeguard the culture, identity, land and resources of the indigenous people of Meghalaya, which was then under Assam. Nongrim said, "After we got our own state, there was no need to continue with the ADCs. We don't require them. I don't know why we are still continuing with this process of having district councils," he said. If we look at other states like Nagaland, they never had ADCs even though they were one of the first to get statehood much before us. Look at Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur and Mizoram. It is only Assam and Meghalaya that have the autonomous district councils, he stated. Referring to Assam, Nongrim said they have the Bodo Territorial Council and the Karbi Anglong Autonomous District Council. And in Meghalaya, we have the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council, Jaintia Hills Autonomous District Council and the Garo Hills Autonomous District Council. In Assam, the councils are fighting for their own state, land resources and identity. But in Meghalaya, we don't have such issues and hence we don't require the autonomous district councils, David Nongrim said. He further pointed out that the ADCs were behaving like a second taxation department and illegally collecting taxes on the national highways. Mizoram would withdraw a section of its forces from the border with Assam and BSF personnel will be deployed in their place, a senior official said. The decision was taken at a meeting chaired by Union Home Secretary Ajay Kumar Bhalla between the Chief Secretaries of Assam and Mizoram. Addressing the press after the meeting, Mizoram Chief Secretary Lalnun Mauya Chwango said a unanimous decision was taken that Mizoram will withdraw its forces from the disputed areas and the blockade on National Highway 306 on the Assam side will be lifted. Residents of Leilapur village and nearby areas in Assam's Kachar district are on an economic blockade since October 28, demanding the withdrawal of Mizoram forces from what they claimed as Assam's territory. Mizoram refused to budge, claiming that state forces are deployed within its own territory. With the Chief Secretary level meeting already held, the situation in the Assam-Mizoram border hopefully will subside in the coming days. With positive cases rising all across the nation, the COVID-19 status of northeastern states are: like, subscribe and hit the bell icon for news that matters and stories that inspire.